Welcome back to Ageless Fitness. Hello, my name is Lawrence McGuggins, aka Horse, and we also have
Carlos, aka Beast.
And today's topic today is practice what you preach. Raising an athlete, if in fact you were an athlete, and there are parents who weren't athletes.
Yeah.
But today's topic we're going to cover is, how do you train and get your children involved in fitness to whatever level it might be, to whatever exercise or whatever fitness is to you. Again, it may not just be training in a gym, but it could be Pilates or yoga or whatever it is. So just an overall general picture of how and the mentality that we need to have as parents when it comes to introduction of fitness to our little ones.
Yes.
Right, Carlos?
Yeah. The little futures. Be all you can be.
So I know my experience, and Carlos has his. I have a son and a daughter. They're now both out of college. My son ended up trying baseball, tried basketball, and none of those really hit home for him.
Yeah.
Although, again, you try to introduce your children to a plethora array of activities.
And see what he catches.
And see what they catch, right?
Yeah.
Maybe where they may be skilled at. Again, we can't have the mentality that they're going to be the next Derek Jeter or, the next Serena Williams or
Ray Lewis.
Or the Ray Lewis, right? So it's really getting our children to understand the importance of exercise beyond the gym at school.
Something to take with them beyond school.
Exactly. Because as we know, myself being a former athlete, it builds character.
Agreed.
It builds discipline, structure, learning how to respect others, whether it's a coach, the referees who you want to sometimes punch out.
You strangle them.
You want to strangle them. Even the opponents, having respect for opponents is very important. So, because again, this is leading them into what life is beyond a sport.
Yep. Things they could carry right into the workforce, which is discipline, waking up early, doing the things that you don't want to do, but you have to do, showing up when nobody's watching. Do it for yourself. Sometimes the validation is yourself. Sometimes you got to learn you don't need a coach or your parents or somebody validating you. You just got to do it yourself. You know what you need to do. And the key thing, what kids from a young age learn and they take with them through life is accountability. Especially when you're at work and there's a deadline on Friday, don't wait till Friday, do it earlier. And that comes with playing sports, being first in practice, last in practice, asking questions to your coach. Like, hey, coach, what can I do to improve? Or I know last game I did really well, but how can I do better? And you may not be able to do better, but you're asking the right questions. You're trying and you're attempting to do better. And that to me shows a lot of in your character, being an overachiever.
Right.
Carry on.
And, we have a unique responsibility.
Yeah.
In that, when we want to impart the importance of fitness, we also know that in order to perform, you have to eat right. So we can't be feeding our kids junk and expect them to perform at the optimal level. I mean, we can't do it if we don't eat correctly. No. So it's pretty much a practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And I'm talking both to parents who played sports, to those who haven't played sports, because my parents never played sports. Yeah. But the key that I took away from my parents is that they were supportive, came to every game. They taught me to respect the coach. Yeah. Outside of just that sport, they also taught you to respect your teacher, the police, and so on and so forth, right? Therefore, their presence is everything to a child.
Agree.
Right? When you miss a game, the disappointments. Yeah. And especially when you're consistently missing games. And our children need that support. You may not have the experience of playing that sport, but you do have the experience of being a parent.
Yeah. And a few statistics I'm going to throw at you, but one of them is when both parents are active and have a healthy lifestyle and work out, kids are close to 6 times more likely to be in shape. When their father is active, kids are almost 4 times more active. When their mother, close to 3 times. And the 3 statistics I'm gonna throw at you for anything in life, but when it comes to it could be work, sports, college, is number one, role modeling. Are you leading by example? Stop telling kids to do something, you don't do it. I'm gonna keep it real. Number two, the environment. What is the environment the kids are? Are they having junk food everywhere? How's the refrigerator looking? How's the cabinets looking? And third, which you talked about with your parents, support, being there, showing up. A lot of times we do work. And obviously if there's 12 games in the season, you can't make every single game. But how many games are you attempting to do it, trying to do it? Because kids will realize, well, I noticed, when it was for this event or this event, you made it to go, but when it comes to my games, you can't make it. Kids are very observant. They may stay quiet. You may have kids who are the shy, but kids see things. So, being a role model, leading by example, the environment, and number one, doesn't matter if you play sports or not. Support, listening, encouraging. My dad didn't know anything about martial arts, but he was encouraging. From the ages of 14 to even to my late 20s, he must have went to 90+% of all my matches and fights. He didn't know anything about anything, but he was there. Support.
Yeah, I definitely second that motion.
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget, I had siblings that ended up playing college basketball. One at Iona and the other one at St. John's. Then myself playing at Adelphi. And I just remember my father never, like yours, never played sports, but my father coached our Little League baseball.
Yeah.
He loved the game, but he also had a passion for youth and helping young men, right? And supporting his son play. Yeah. Him and my mother, I'll never forget, they went to my brother's games, my games, and I'm like, you don't have to show up, whatever it is, but it was just them being there, and it's so impressionable because that turned into me becoming a coach and helping other young men reach their goals in becoming collegiate players. And 4 of them went on to be in the NBA. So it definitely was an impact that my parents had, as your father had in your life, with always being there. And it transferred to us. Yeah. Where you're teaching, I call college, I got class right now, and teaching young men, young women, martial arts or boxing, whatever it may be. But it's through those structures, those activities that we can impart our wisdom, our love, and help support the parents, because we ourselves are parents.
And I want you to touch on about raising your son into sports. So let's dive into that, how your son was navigating to which sport he wanted, which sport gravitated to him, and how that went.
Yeah, I began speaking about that earlier. Yeah, so Josh is just a big boy. Yeah. Just from the birth aspect of it. Yeah. And, I figured, hey, I played college basketball. I played football. I did play baseball as well. So I'd be able to be there for him. Yeah. But basketball, he was like, okay. Baseball, one season, it was a wrap. It was over. As he got older, I guess around 10 years old, still big. Yeah. Tried him for football. That people took off. So knowing now, mind you, when it came to preparation, what you alluded to earlier, the discipline, the training, what it takes to be the best at whatever level you're playing. I taught him how to jump rope, like my brother taught me at 13, how to jump rope. I got him into working with bands, no weights, because he's still developing, but band work. We also began, as if you all been tuning in, we talked about dynamic movements. So we used to go to a good friend of mine, Coach Pete, who is a fascial stretch therapist, but he also works in doing dynamic movements, flexibility, mobility movements. Yeah. That changed my son's trajectory. Now, this is 10 years old, starting him out in this sport. Then he excels in Pop Warner football. It was a little tough because he always never made weight. So we had to have an open league where they didn't have weight restrictions. Yeah. Then when he hit 13, he went on to high school, was the best offensive lineman on his high school team. And then I transferred him to Iona Prep because his grades weren't matching his talent. Yeah. And I'm telling him, if you want to play at that next level. So we would wake up early in the morning, do things where kids are still counting sheep. Yeah. And we would do a lot of field work. And I'm talking whether it was side-to-side lines, it was jump rope, it was sprint. It was just a lot of movement. And then we introduced him to weights. When he got to Iona Prep, Coach Vin from Iona Prep really got him into lifting. Forget it. The kid's now benching tremendous amount of weight and so on and so forth. Then he became All-State. He won a championship at Iona Prep. Then he ended up getting a college scholarship and playing football. But now that he's finished 4 years post-college, he still works out. He told me the other day, Dad, I'm going to get some cleats. I really want to do some field work. And I'm like, wow. So, that's the impact you have. Yeah. In your children. My daughter played high school soccer. She wasn't as extensive and went far like my son, but she gravitated towards fitness. She now works out 5-6 days a week. Yeah. And they also monitor what they eat. Yeah. And it's by example. Now, knowing a former athlete, I have to practice what I preach. So now I decide to do a show. Yeah. Mind you, people, they never witnessed me in my high school years, collegiate years, doing what I'm instructing them to do. Yeah. So now I'm preparing for a bodybuilding show, and now they are watching their father through the process. Yep. And they're seeing that, wow, what he was waking up us to do. He's doing it. He's doing it. Discipline. At 60 years old, yeah, when I should be 99, right? Word. But it's getting up that daily grind because I had a goal. Yeah. And that's the one thing I used to teach my children is you have goals in life. And these are things that it takes to obtain those goals. Yeah. So now they watch, they see that, wow, their father not only just looks great, now he becomes an IFBB pro and wins his shows. Yeah. So it was just not a matter of, and mind you, people, I didn't forecast this 10 years ago, 15 years ago when they were young to eventually, but look, when my son was out there doing exercises, guess what, people? I was able to keep up and do exercises with him. Yeah. So, it's very important, especially as a parent, that when a child sees you doing what you're asking them to do, and you may not have to be at the same level, but you just being there supportive is tremendous. Yeah. It's huge. I got into sports, don't know how. I've always loved sports, but neither of my parents play sports. Mm. And my thing was watching martial art movies, kung fu movies, watching the Yankees. My dad would always take me to Yankee games. Tried baseball, I liked it, but didn't really like it. And just noticed all my role models were fit, looking great. So I started working out at 12 years old, grabbing my mom's weights, my dad's, doing things. And the friends around the block at 13 were trying out for a football league. I'm like, I don't really know nothing about football, but there's playing Nintendo, what was it? This NFL game. For Madden. Yeah. Okay. And tried out, made the team, second string. And I love the fact, which is weird, I love hitting. So I'm like, oh, wow. It's surprising. You love hitting? Yeah. You're hitting adults right now. I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, I could do this and not get in trouble? Right. And after it was like 5-6 games, I became a starter and the rest was history. I played 3 years and then played junior and then varsity in high school. Harry S. Truman, class of 93. Now everybody knows my age. But before that, just into martial arts. And a quick funny story, I was going for my yellow belt and my dad was always going to the class, making sure I'm okay. And whatever I asked him to do, he'd give me, headgear, gloves, everything. And my mom never seen me in action. So mind you, at 13, I was in a teenagers class. And I still remember when I started, May 10th, 1989. And my promotion was in, I believe, October or November. I was already 14. So I was already too big and too advanced to put me in the adults class. 18 and over. So I'm with these men like you who are in their 20s and 30s and 40s, and I'm the only teenager banging with these guys, coming home boozed up. And my mom goes to my promotion. Now she sees my first guy I was fighting was as big as you, nicest guy in the world. And my mom was freaking out. Her 14-year-old against this freaking guy who's 6'3" and this and that. So I could see her eyes, and now she's freaking me out. So we're there. We're going at it. It was promotion, 3 rounds, 2 minutes. First round, I'm already bloody, but I'm still going. She starts yelling, "Don't hit my son, hit him back." She's distracting me. My dad is looking at her like, you gotta leave. Everybody was laughing. More of the story, she never came back to my match. I was like, Mom, I love you, but you're not coming back. But it was great that my mom got to see that my capabilities and what I'm able to do and all those sacrifices where I was coming home, doing homework and practicing and kicking and doing all these jumping jacks, she would just look at me like, what are you doing? And for her to see the 2-hour promotion workout and then see me spar 5 men, it was like, holy crap. Like,
she looked at me differently. From that point on, she never looked at me the same. Even though I was her baby, and when I had my daughter, leading by example, eating good, protein pancakes, things like that. And my daughter gravitated to dance. And then as she got older, her 20s, she always enjoyed working out, drinking almond milk, eating good. And even to this day, she's 30 years old. A few times I trained her. She's always asking me, hey, Dad, what I need to do, working out. And she never played sports, but my two boys, my two stepsons, I call them my boys, and they came at a point in my life where I was doing my first show in 2016. So they got to see me wake up at 5 a.m, do fasted cardio, eating clean, working out at home, posing practice. So at that time, the kids were young. Isaiah was almost 9, Jeremiah was almost 3. So they see me doing all these workouts. I would take them with me, Isaiah, to the shows so they could see the bodybuilding shows and the gyms. And all of a sudden, they started working out. I have pictures of them doing pull-ups in the house, push-ups, stretching, kicking. And fast forward, Isaiah is a USA boxer, undefeated. He won his first show debut, beat the guy. And now he's going for his second match, July 11th. And Jeremiah, being around, taking him to the gym, training him. Now he's 14. He played high school football, wrestling, and rugby. And again, I never forced these things on them, but I led by example. I'm waking up at 7 a.m. He wants to call me to the park. We do. Let's get ready to eat breakfast. And I would tell them, Sunday, I'm going to the park. I'm going to the gym. Who's coming? Okay, make sure to get up early. I'm not waking you up. You're going to set your own alarm. You're going to wake up. We eat breakfast, and then we leave to the gym. So the main thing that you did and I did is we lead by example. Now, with that being said, even if you're not playing sports, leading by example means eating good, taking them to practice. Oh, just waking up and say, look, you're going to jog the 5 miles. I'm going to do my best. And then I'll stop and you continue going. But you're there. My dad didn't work out with me, but he would get me the items. He would get me the weights. And he would sometimes sneak in. Sometimes he'll go into my gym. And without me knowing, he's watching me work out. I'm like, oh, what are you doing here, Bobby? No, I just came to watch you, this and that. How you doing? Good. And he'll leave. And mind you, I'm 16, 17. I'm like, okay. But he would do little things like that. So show up for your kids. You'll be surprised how something like this would translate to life. How they look at things, being a team player and doing things individually. Where I did martial arts and jiu-jitsu, that's individual sport. But in football, sometimes you got to do things and sacrifice for the better team. Sometimes if I'm injured, I'm not going to play coach because I don't want to cost the team a win. Or, things like that. So if anybody could take anything out of this is leading by example, showing up, support, and doing your best. And if you don't have the answers, seek the answers, right? Talk to people. Yeah. Ask the kid, you know what? Let's say you're my son, Larry, what do you need from me? That's a pretty good question, right?
Right.
Son, daughter, sweetie, what do you need from me?
Besides Jordans.
Word. Oh, now the Knicks,
Right.
So talk to your kids.
Exactly. And there's, you have that parent athlete challenge.
Yeah.
And one of the things you have to learn how to differentiate is when to be a coach.
Yep.
And when to be a parent. And that's those who decide to coach their child or that child's team.
Yeah.
Or like you said, individual sports. That's a fine line because you don't want the child to resent you, to hate you, to even hate the sport.
Yes. Huge.
You don't want them to, where they have talent now, it's like, I'm just doing this because of my father or my mother. And, I hate this sport because he's always yelling because he doesn't have that or she doesn't have that balance in knowing when to shut it on and shut it off.
Agree.
So you don't want it to be, it needs at that young age to be fun, enjoyable, relatable, where they don't become overwhelmed.
I totally agree.
And, so just understand to not make those little mistakes, but to keep in mind, because at the end of the day, they're still your child.
Yeah. I'll tap into one thing and I'll ask for your opinion. One thing that I've done that's worked for me, and again, leading by example, is if the kids want to do something, get the road work done early. Oh, I'm going with my friends to the movies. What time? At 1. So what time are you getting up to do your chores and do your workouts? Oh, I'm getting up at 7. Okay, when that is done, you could go. If that is not done, you're not going. It's pretty simple. Now, throughout the day, I'm not on them. They did the road work. They did whatever workouts they had to do. I let them now be kids. But sometimes parents we tend to like do more. And like what you said, now they're going to resent. Like I did my workouts. Now you want me to do more. I'm always sore. Even though at the 14, 15, like I'm tired. You could do more. It's not going to work.
Yeah, no. And parents, please, when you're there at the games, don't embarrass your child.
Yes.
Don't be that person. And especially, look, we get it. So a child, we want them to be the best, and you want to support, but understand your child's talent level. Understand that it is a team sport. Mm-hmm. It's just not your child. Mm-hmm. And other people are watching.
And kids hear these things and they will make fun of your son or daughter.
Do you want that problem? Now we get in fights in the stands.
Bullying,
you know, it's just a plethora of things that can go left. And it's not really necessary. But, you know, again, like Carlos mentioned earlier, it's very important that we support our children, yep. that we're there, we're leading by example, yep. and that it's the love. Because at the end of the day, people, unless they make it, and even still, they can make it to the highest level of sports, but that will come to an end one day. So what do they take from, and yourself, from that? Yeah. You know, because it's like a plant, right? You water it, you tend to it, it grows. So what you invest in will also bring a return. Nope. And if you invested bad water or seed or fertile or whatever you want to call it, the return can be horrendous. Yeah. And we see a lot of professional athletes who have this tremendous talent, but their character is horrible. And it really hinders their potential. Yeah, yeah. And we don't want that. And it's because it starts young. We want your children to have doors open, opportunities, not have doors closed because of attitude. They don't listen. They know it all. I'm not going to want to work with you. I could be a private coach, trainer. You could pay me $400 an hour. I will not work out with your son. I will not, because I don't need the kickback and the pushback. I'm here to provide a service that he or she needs. If your son or daughter constantly has an attitude, talking back, know it all, okay, let's see how you do. Because even the best of the best, like the Dwayne Wades or Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryant, who did they listen and train with? Tim Grover. They didn't give him pushback. And these guys have rings and championships. Because Phil Jackson, when Phil didn't know much, playing with the Knicks and then finally getting a chance with the Bulls, triangle offense. You listen and look what happened with the Bulls. So it's like, leave the ego on the side. And one of the other mistakes that I see just by coaching all those years, and it's just the parents living through their child, because and it could be, you could have played sports, but you didn't make it as high as that level your son or daughter potentially will be. No. And there becomes a lot of resentment, a lot of animosity. And again, you're creating an atmosphere of tension, and it's really unnecessary. Don't push that child beyond. One of the questions beyond what they want to do. One of the questions I asked my son earlier is, are we playing this for recreation, or we're looking to go to the next level? Yeah. Because there's a commitment on the parent level, financially, and everything else, support-wise, to get them to the next level.
Not a cheap sport.
So you want to know, how serious is your child in that sport? And if they are serious, then you need to be serious as well. Yeah. And your seriousness is covered, is encased with support.
Yeah. And I'm going to leave it as in this real quick. My dad had one simple rule in the house. If you wanted a gym membership, mind you, young age, go to karate, martial arts, football. I have one rule, very simple. I am not ever going to wake you up. It is your responsibility to set the alarm, wake yourself up. And when I find out you did not go to practice, you did not go to the gym, that's fine. I just stop paying. There's no be no arguments. And that was my dad's simple rule. He gave me everything. I mean, I was blessed that I have both parents that were working, where I was at a young age. I was in the cadets program, the Boy Scouts program, football, martial arts, and my dad got me a gym membership, Adonis Gym, 198 from Webster, and gave me everything I wanted. But my dad had a simple rule. The moment I have to walk into your room to get you out of bed, we're done. You need to figure out how to pay for it. And we never had that conversation. And I was tired, but I was like, I want this. Because I'm not the only one that's tired.
One of the point I want to make before I close is that one thing I noticed with my son and I, because we spent a lot of time from 10 years old throughout college. Yeah. And it revolved a lot around sports. his football career. And the conversations we've always had life conversations, but now we don't have football conversations. Yeah. The talks are different now.
It's true.
We talk about investments. Yeah. I mean, my son is married at 26 or 25, 26 now. He met his sweetheart in college. They bought a house last year where they live. And I'm not talking about no shabby house.
Yeah.
Does well. His wife does well. They have a side business as well together. And it's all the leadership skills he's learned, the hard work and the discipline, the teamwork amongst him and his wife. You know, our conversations are about life, about manhood. It always had that element, but football's no longer a conversation. The only time we really talk about football is when we go see his high school play at least once a year. And we go to his college and watch them play. Outside of that, we're not talking about football. I'm the one that be like, man, I don't have anything to do on Saturdays anymore, you know, because for 14 years, that's all I did. Saturdays and Fridays is go watch college, you know, football and high school football, you know?
Yeah.
So it definitely takes on a new dynamic. So always remember that, folks. Sports will end. Fitness will never end.
Yeah.
Especially if you groom them in the right way, raise them in the right way. And look, it's quality time together to work. I mean, you work out with your boys.
Yeah.
I work out with my children. They need refreshers or whatever. Yeah. And it's still a bonding that we can do no matter what level of fitness. If it's a brisk walk outside after dinner, if it's going to play tennis or whatever it may be, that's quality time.
To this day, I still go to the park and play basketball with them.
Exactly. You know, I'm going to have to join that game one day.
I am ready.
But I just want to say this and leave it off, is that at the end of it all, your child is your child and will always be your child above being an athlete. So remember that, folks. They're an athlete for a season, but that's it. They're your child for life.
And take advantage that you're growing that bond and grow. Don't let it separate you. Let it make you stronger with each other.
Exactly. So thank you, folks, for another episode with us at Ageless Fitness. Until next time, be blessed.
Thank you. And don't forget, click, like, and subscribe.